I always feel like I should have that particular cup
What cup?
that's in the video.
Oh,
And then I'm like, yeah, it's a different one today.
I noticed you had us in the other cups today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good morning, Narette and Sharon.
Good morning.
Happy Saturday.
So, welcome to the Love Brew podcast. I'm your host Tommy T.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
and
Hey.
Artika.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make sure I do the intro every time because we uploaded the audio to uh
Mm-hmm.
audio whatever they called. I don't do that part.
And I
Artika does
haven't
it.
been doing that part.
You
So
haven't?
my to-do list.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about to-do lists, right?
Go ahead.
So I make a to-do list every day.
At work or in life?
Life.
Okay.
Life to-do list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I be like, man, I ain't got to nothing on this do list. I
Um,
mean, not absolutely not one thing, man.
so I think my problem with to-do lists is that I don't write them out.
Yeah.
Morning, Deshauna.
Good morning, cousin.
If I write out my to-do list, I always write out a life to-do list
Yeah.
that goes beyond today.
Man, right.
So I never feel accomplished because I got like 18 things that I need to get done before Saturday and it's Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not going to get to all this stuff, but I'm going to write it all down anyways. So last night, um, one of the things I should have written on the list because I wrote the list right before I started doing it
Yeah.
was about planting more seeds because that would have at least let me feel accomplished last night. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and add it to the list so I can scratch it off
Yeah.
because we did do quite a bit of seed planting. We up potted some stuff and then we um sowed some more tomato plant
Mm-hmm.
seeds. I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong with bell pepper.
Yeah, I
And
don't
that's
know.
another story for another day.
Yeah.
But I gotta figure out what I'm doing wrong because there's no way that I planted 12 bell pepper plants.
Mm-hmm.
3 germinated, but I only got 1 bell pepper plant.
I don't know.
This can't be how the bell pepper farmers do it.
No, it's definitely not.
And if this is how it's gonna work in the future, I'm gonna just cut my losses and go on and find me somebody that knows what they doing with bell pepper, and just be like, can I just go and buy like 30 of them from you?
It might be the love you put into it, man.
I thought I was loving them right.
You know, love
I
makes a
love
lot of things
I
better.
love the heck out of them tomatoes
Yeah,
because
you
I
do.
got
Yeah.
tomatoes for
Yeah, we
days.
still got some.
No, I'm talking about this year's
I'm talking
tomatoes.
about last year's.
Yeah,
We still got
I
some
got
in the
some of last
freezer.
year's tomatoes in the freezer, but I'm saying this year's tomatoes, I got like 20 tomato plants.
Yeah. Man, but what the thing that I was thinking about, like to do lists and stuff, and not getting to them, it's I be wanting to, just like, yeah, I got a list of things, gonna hit all these, but by the time I'm really able to get to them, man, I don't want to do that.
The day is done. Oh, you don't want to do it. My
Yeah,
day be done.
my day don't be done, but it's just I don't want to do it.
And I have realized um my day is like yours now.
Hmm.
I used to be the one that would stay up late to get little tasks done.
Yeah,
But now I be like 8:30, brain shuts down.
and see that's the thing. I don't think about the time, right?
Mhm.
Because like I get up, go leave the Tuesday, get up, go leave
Mhm.
at like 4:30 in the morning. Get home 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm spent. By that, I drove in traffic. Which is for me is peaceful. I might listen to a book, might listen to a podcast, might ride inside it.
Traffic, what I think a lot of people don't realize about traffic is it's okay when you're not in a rush to get somewhere.
Hmm.
If you can just spend your time with yourself and the Lord,
Yeah.
you'll be like, all right, cool. I'm in traffic.
But my mind gets to relax a little bit,
Mhm.
and then I come home and it's back on, and stuff like that. So by the time I'm truly able to get to the list of things that I'm trying to do, I just don't want to do it. It's not fun. I tried something different this time to get things out. Good morning.
Good morning, V.
To get like a video edited and out, and it worked.
Did you finish the video?
I finished the hardest part of the video, like putting it together, putting the story together, or putting it in order. But I still got a little part to do to make sure that the explanation and then making it pretty,
Hmm.
you know. Um, but I got the longest part of the video out or
Hmm.
done
Hmm.
by I'm gonna do an hour here and then I'm gonna pivot to something else.
Let me
You
check
know,
on Quad. Oh, that wasn't
everything.
him. Heard noise. I thought it was him.
Man, yesterday Quiet fell out the bed. So this week, right? We talk about us in the beginning of every love brew, but
Mm.
this week Quad has been sleeping in his bed uh
Consistently.
consistently.
Like
Not
no middle of the night coming getting in our
yeah.
bed.
Yeah, he's just been in his bed. And it's the cutest thing, but it's also the saddest thing too. Cause you see his face and he turns his face as if he's gonna cry. And he
This is what we
does
get.
he does whine. But the thing is it's cute because I'll give him his the Smoky Bear or the Smoky Dog,
Hmm.
and he'll hug it and still up there sad.
Oh, last night he was playing with the bear like this after you left out the room. I looked at him on the camera. Yes, he's fine. He fell out the bed at his normal wake up time. I think he was stretching or something. And you can't see?
Nah, I couldn't see that.
Oh,
Man, my screen seems darker.
it probably is. Uh
Um,
yeah, he fell out the bed during the normal time that we would wake up to take Lily to school. And we think that some of it was just
that's better.
he quiet sleeps at the edge of his bed at all times. Like you put him in the middle of the bed, he slides over to the edge of the bed, and he like even right now, his head. This is the edge of the bed. His head is right here, and he'll roll over. And I've actually seen him turn around in the bed and dangle his legs off the side and go back to sleep. He just lives life on the edge. I
Mm.
don't know why. Good morning, Hubert.
Good morning, Hubert.
But it's what were you were getting at something about quad falling? Oh,
He fell
sleeping
out the
through the
bed.
night. No,
Yo,
sleeping
oh
through the night. You got to
yeah,
that
he's
part.
he's sleeping through the night, and
Like in his room. I
yeah.
shouldn't say just the sleeping through
But
the night
when he
part.
fell out the bed, was it yesterday or the other
It was
day?
yesterday.
Yesterday, I was like, I was in the bed. Good morning, Daddy.
Good
I was
morning,
in the
Danny.
bed, and I heard it, and I jumped up like really, really fast, and I was like, "This
Meanwhile,
can't."
I'm in the bathroom. I heard quad fall, Tommy get up and do across the hall.
I ain't do all that.
That's what it sounded like. And then I heard Kawhi crying. I'm in the bathroom yelling, "What happened? What happened?" Nobody's answering me.
It sounded like the description of Andre 3000 talking about somebody say somebody outside with their shirt off talking about Hollywood. Who else want to mess with Hollywood Go? Anyway,
I'm tired
um,
of this car starter cough I got
yeah,
too.
yeah. But now, man, it's like exciting that he's like, okay, he's sleeping in his bed, but he's doing it reluctantly.
He takes naps in there. He's been taking naps in there for quite a while. He takes his naps in there, no issues. Like most days, we don't even have to fight about him going down for a nap. He just goes down for the nap. But something about bedtime.
Yeah, something about bedtime and Maya, that's mommy from him. Um, he be wanting her at night. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get him some night lights, some motion night
all look,
lights.
all I'm thinking is, man, I'm getting my girl back, man. That's all I'm thinking.
The fact that y'all be really fighting over me.
That is
And
hilarious.
y'all have to fight the girl child too.
Yeah, yeah. I be competing, man, for your time and your attention.
Anywho,
Oh,
that it for the week.
you don't want to talk about that,
I didn't say what am I supposed to say?
I don't know.
Y'all the ones be fighting for my attention. I just try to give it to everybody.
Few things happened this week. Where you want to start?
I don't care.
Is it this week? Which one? Which episode is this? 22 or 23?
I don't know.
I got 22 here in my notes, but
But
23
you
up
type
there.
23 up there.
I
I didn't do that.
maybe I forgot how to count. I don't know which one it is.
I used to put pillows on the floor on both sides of my son's bed when he was little. This is only his.
This is first time falling out of a no.
This is his second time falling out of a bed while asleep. Now he's done dumb stuff
Yeah.
and falling out of a bed.
I've seen this boy jump out the our bed.
He just jumped out of Lily's bed too.
Oh, another funny thing is how I discovered Quad can't jump.
So
So he's running around the house in Quad's fashion. I'm like Quadican, Quadican.
it's funny. Her teacher calls her Lilykins and you
Oh
call
yeah.
him Quadikins. Where does kin come
I
from?
don't know. He's like, huh? I said jump. He's still running. He just
Just his body moves, but his feet don't come out the floor.
he like, I know this what it I know it what it means. This all I got for you, Dad. His feet never leave the ground, man.
Them knees be bouncing though.
Look, he look like Lil Mario.
But his knees be bouncing. He be trying.
He looked like Lil Mario trying to get one of the big mushrooms. It was just out of
And
his
he
reach.
had such glee in his face.
It was just out of his reach. Oh man, it's too funny, man. But anyway, uh I guess I'll start with women's college basketball was last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Women's and men's college basketball was last weekend, and the girls came to play.
Shout out to the SEC.
Yeah, shout out to South Carolina winning their third national championship since 2017. So shout out to them. UConn went back to back the men's basketball, but the viewership
It was with the women.
was with the women for the first time ever. And that's the thing that I think the biggest discussion was how women's basketball is now going to start competing. Well, I don't think it's going to compete on a professional level, but on the
Oh, that's nasty.
what?
Lily blowing her
Oh,
nose.
it's going to compete on the college level and possibly the high school level because it's more competitive. You have more interesting characters, in college basketball who actually are like really good. Like you have Caitlin Clark, who arguably could be one of the greatest to play college basketball. But you also have Angel Reese, who's a big. I don't want to say character, but she's a big something. Like with her, it's a big thing that comes with her.
It is 23, by the way.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that too. Because I don't remember the last time I watched TBS except for Christmas when my movie comes on, A Christmas Story. But yeah, so
you don't even watch it on there no more.
I don't because I bought it.
Right.
I watch them on one good time, and then everybody else can have it. But also, they have these. It's a freshman on South Carolina's team that man amazing. She's a true amazing. But I couldn't talk to you about college basketball men's like I can with the women, and it's like it's no. I don't want to say showmanship because you don't have to do that, but it's no like superstars.
It's like watching the Spurs play.
Everybody for men's basketball, you know. because especially I kept up with the score for the men's until like and the game came on at 9 o'clock. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna make it through that.
Yeah, I'm out.
Look, my 37-year-old body was like, nah, player.
I'm out.
And for the first time in my life, or maybe the second time, my knees have said, hey man, what are you doing?
Oh, your knees acting like my knees.
Yeah.
You remember when I had to get steroids for my
Yeah,
knee?
yeah.
I was like, this ain't right.
I
I
was
was like, what, 35?
I was like, man, what is
34.
I was like, what is going on, man? My knees are still good. I still got some bounce in there. My knees are like, nah, we don't got no bounce. You need to be careful.
Nothing will humble you more than a set of stairs.
Man, I be doing lunges when I work out.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can barely do 'em. I be like, man, I need to find another exercise. Maybe
Just,
something with a rubber band.
just finna go walk the neighborhood. Some resistance bands. Don't you have some resistance bands?
Yeah, but I mean, at work.
No, I was just asking, don't you have some? I thought you
Hmm.
bought some.
Yeah, I got some. That thing popped me one time too. I ain't used them since.
Okay.
Uh, let's see what the numbers were. That's a slight uptick. Let's see. All right, so the men had 14.82 million viewers across TNT, TBS, and True TV. The women delivered 18.9 viewers across ABC and ESPN. Yeah, depending on where you watch it, you know what you put it on, they're gonna have more. But they was a bigger. People wanted to see that more than they wanted to see the men's. If I ever forget how old I am, these knees will always remind me, man. They like my knees be like, hey, bro, you need to evaluate how you doing and and change up the situation for us a little bit, man.
Mhm.
Um, talking about basketball or keeping it on basketball, man. Did you ever see the Allen Iverson statue?
You showed me the picture of it.
I didn't show you the picture of it.
Yes, you did.
You saw it though.
You showed me the picture of it.
Did I?
We literally had a whole conversation
I
about it
did. I was
last
talking.
night.
I was talking to my boys about they hadn't seen the statue.
Mm.
Man, I can appreciate that they.
Where was the statue?
This is in Philly.
Okay.
I can appreciate that they, like the arenas are putting statues of their greats out front so people can see, and they're kind of like ambassadors to the scene. Because the Kobe statue, I'm like, cool, I want to go see that. The Jordan statue I saw before, um Dominique Wilkins,
Hmm.
I saw his statue before. Like, I think those are cool. I want to go to LA to see all those statues, and whenever Cleveland puts a statue of LeBron's gonna have three statues.
You think he's gonna have one in Cleveland, Miami, and LA?
Yeah, he might not get one in LA, but Cleveland and Miami, he's probably gonna have one. Shaq got two, don't he?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, but for
The only
sure,
statue, and I know I've seen others, obviously, but
yeah.
the only statue that I can outright tell you that I remember seeing is Dominique's,
Oh yeah,
because I saw Dominique's statue after I actually met Dominique, and I was like, okay, okay, it
man,
matches up.
right. So Dominique statue,
'Cause, that's another thing.
what?
These statues don't be looking like these people,
Yeah,
and that was my thing with Dominique's statue.
my thing with Allen Iverson's statue, and all these statues are big. Y'all know I'm, have a small fear of statues.
I don't know if they know, but now they do.
Yeah, I have a fear of statues. It's an Alex Haley statue in yeah, D Wade must, like, D Wade definitely, if he don't have it now, he definitely is getting one soon. A statue in Miami. But LeBron's gonna be there too.
Hmm.
Um it's an Alex Haley statue in Knoxville, Tennessee, that I was up there in Knoxville, went to school there for 5 years. And on my last day there, my last hour, because I left Knoxville right after I saw the statue,
I didn't know that.
that was the first time I saw that statue. Had been to the church that's across the street from it and everything. Never
Mhm.
knew it was a statue
That's
down
why
there.
I went to see the statue. um that church across the street.
Yeah.
I had went with Genesis, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "You ever seen the Alex Haley statue?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Let's go." So we just went over there. And I was like, "Oh, cool statue." And then we left. That was freshman year though.
Yeah. Nah, mine was as I was leaving Knoxville, packed up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish
Yes.
what you were saying.
Oh, hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Lily is something else. Okay. Um,
One or two. Lily, you want one or two?
they're saying,
You want one or two?
man, stop so I can tell you what I'm saying. But no, so Allen Iverson statue, like as I was looking at the unveiling, Allen Iverson was looking. I think what Allen Iverson is what 6'3". He's one of the shorter guys that played in the league. Still taller than me.
He's no Isaiah.
Right, right, right. He's on the shorter end of players, but this man was taller than his statue. Don't want to take anything away from him getting the statue because I think that he's deserving of it. But I think he's deserving of a statue the size of everybody. Yeah, than everybody else's.
Especially coming from Philly.
Yeah.
How tall is Allen Iverson? He's 6 feet tall. So not even 6'3".
Right. But they're saying that it's let's see, all of the statues for the aforementioned players are around the same size as Iverson's. And I think that's dumb. Because you have these grand, yeah, 6 foot. He's taller than me, so everybody looks 6'3" and 6'4". So it's like, yeah, no, you're a giant.
Harold must look 7'2" then.
He does. He does. Every time I see him, I'll be like, man, I wonder what life looks like up there, man. Cause man, this is completely off subject, and this is how my mind goes. I imagine that life as a taller person looks completely different than life. Like you can see the top of cars, like straight across the top of a car. Like I can't stand next to my truck and see over the top of it. Something that's as small as that. If I'm washing the car,
Never thought
washing
about
them,
that.
yeah. Or looking at the top of the refrigerator without a step stool.
Lily. 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 Come
Man, imagine being able to turn to change a light bulb without needing something to stand on.
Do whatever.
Imagine being able to change a light bulb without needing something to stand on. You don't got to balance yourself on something to just get up there and change the light bulb. Dog, the funniest thing is if you hit your head on if you hit your head on the ceiling or a door crossing because you're too tall, you got to dip down. I've never had to do that. But I'm big at heart, man. I got a giant for a heart. But yeah, man, I think Allen Iverson deserved a bigger statue. But I think that's what Philly, since that's their design of their statues is to be on the smaller end. But um, it's a dope statue. I like it. It's just small. I wasn't expecting it to be so
Tiny.
small. Yeah. Um, what else happened this week? J. Cole apologized for his response to Kendrick Lamar, and that has sparked outrage in some. Some people understood it, some people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake. I don't know if you guys have followed it or not, but Future came out with an album with Metro Boomin, and Kendrick Lamar. Like, well, first Drake came out with his album,
Mhm.
and him and J. Cole was on it on a song. What was the name of that song? Uh, First person shooter. J. Cole didn't say anything bad about Kendrick. I don't know what Drake said bad about Kendrick, but Kendrick came back and he really he really didn't say much about J. Cole. It was more so everything was directed towards Drake.
Mhm.
And then J. Cole might call it straight here and there.
Mhm.
J. Cole comes back, releases a mixtape I might delete later, and the song is called
And
Seven
apparently
Minute
he did.
Huh?
I said, and apparently he did.
Yeah. And he made a song called 7 Minute Drill. And in that 7 minute drill, I think that's an actual exercise to help with writer's block or something like that. But actually, in that 7 minute drill, he responded back to Kendrick, put it on this little mixtape album type deal. And during his Dreamfest concert, he apologized for it.
It says a 7 minute drill is a military concept that involves writing a joint in 7 minutes to see how far you can get.
Yeah, I would still be on the first paragraph because that would, like, the pressure of time would mess me up. And then make it, I would probably just have rhyming words:
Mhm.
box, fox, trot. but
Anywho,
but
you finish
anyway,
what you were saying.
so in this 7 minute drill, J. Cole talked about Kendrick's discography. He talked about him being outside of his prime. Like, basically, he was happy to be on this big three. And then Kendrick was like, F the big three is big me. And then J. Cole was like, man, just responding to it. So at his Dreamville festival, he was basically like, that just didn't sit right. I was listening to other folks. My people was telling me that I need to respond. I need to respond. And I was listening to other folks, and that didn't sit right with me. He apologized. He was like, "Hey, Kendrick, if you respond to it, I'm gonna take it like a champ, but I'm not gonna respond to whatever you say. It is what it is at this point." Um, I respect it, but then I also want to see a back and forth. Not nothing that's, you know, bad, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes you just want to see a spar, right? Because
Mhm.
these are in my eyes, my generation of rappers, these are the guys that's leading the way from, like, when they start, like, their time. Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. I always throw big Crit in there, but I don't think Crit gets um the attention or you know the prowess that he deserves. So big shout out to Big Crit. But what's your thoughts on his apology?
um, his apology sounds like he been in therapy.
For sure, for sure.
Like I sat down, I thought about this really, really deeply, and I was like, I don't like the person that I'm presenting.
Yeah,
So retract that from the record.
yeah,
Act like it never happened, cause it's not gonna happen again.
right.
The end. I mean, you just have to respect it.
hmm
I don't think that it warranted that type of presentation.
Yeah,
But I mean, who are me to say that it doesn't warrant all that?
yeah,
Cause that he said he ain't sleep for 2 days.
yeah, yeah.
And nah. I didn't even hear the whole verse.
You
So
didn't?
no.
Nah, I listened to the verse, dissected it, talked about it.
Let me tell you, I have not listened to a new song that wasn't on the radio in quite some time.
Oh yeah, I know one thing. Everybody in here be like, "Oh my mama." Five.
Choir be like, good, could, mama, hood.
man. But yeah, um, I personally wanted a sparring match.
Why?
I enjoy it. Like how like it's for me rap, right?
Mhm.
Is a sense of poetry with a beat,
Mhm.
and if you can make the words mean something, like I hear the stories. Like I think Slick Rick is one of the greatest storytellers.
Mhm.
Outkast, I love their storytelling in their music. That's one of the reasons why I love them so much. Um I like Big Crit's sound in his storytelling. J. Cole is a great storyteller, man. But the way, and there's so many more, you know, but the way that they put these words together to make it make sense
Mhm.
in a way of storytelling, like Kendrick Lamar's first album or second album, technically, Big Kid, Mad City, the way that he lined that whole album up. What happened?
She just got up aggressively.
Oh, the way that he lined that whole album up to like basically if somebody was paying attention, and I think I was listening to Here's the Thing, and they were talking about how, if you take that first album, or it might be the Breakfast Club, you take that first album and somebody could actually like make a movie out of it in the chronological order that he put the songs out.
I have that album, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't remember it.
That's crazy.
I know, and I used to listen to it. Like I have it on CD
Yeah,
in my car currently. Can't remember any of it.
yeah, that's wild. But yeah, like,
But I also have like Miguel's album, Kaleidoscope Dreams,
yeah,
is also in my car. Can't remember any of it.
that's wild. Um, but yeah, so for me, being able to spar with a person like that, because it's something I can't do. Like if I got into a rap battle, I'm almost but guaranteed to lose.
Unless it's with Lily.
Yeah. I could get her, but get you a paper towel, buddy. Or you got a towel in your room. Just wipe it off with the towel with your room in your room. Don't roll your eyes at me,
She
man.
sure did roll her eyes hard at you.
Lily be cruising, man. I'd be
I
like,
didn't know
bruh,
Four had so much
I
attitude.
didn't either, man. And then uh this terrible 2 we coming up on.
It's like pre-5.
It's like, dog. I
The
just
closer
took
we get to 5, the more I be like, girl.
she has a like her attitude is terrible. I'd be like, bruh, I'm just trying to help you out. I know how to do half this stuff. Anyway, J. Cole apologized. I understood the apology.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I'm just curious to see if Kendrick responds or if Drake ever says anything. I don't think Drake will say anything. I don't think he really needs to. Because it doesn't. It's only gonna prove that when you put a order. Yeah, okay.
I'm going on a field trip with them Friday.
Yeah, that's gonna be hilarious. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Oh man, that's gonna be interesting.
I I don't know how we gonna survive. I don't know. I wonder if our whole class is going.
I don't know. I hope so.
I hope so too. But she been rolling her eyes a lot, and
Mm.
I don't really understand how we got here.
Yeah.
But then I've met some of her classmates, and I was like, "You got that from her, didn't you?" Because she got one classmate that is something else.
Mhm.
I was talking to I was talking to two of her teachers about this little girl, and I was like, "I know y'all got y'all work cut out for y'all." She was like, "It's a everyday
Yeah.
situation."
Yeah.
Cause like she had an attitude one day when I came to the classroom. What did I pay for? I was paying for something. And I just wouldn't send the money in to school with her. So I walked her in that
Yeah.
morning. And the little girl looked at me and was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey," and she was like, "I need to talk to her," talking about the teacher,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay." Like, why you gotta have an attitude, little
All right, go
Miss
ahead.
4 or 5?
Bye.
Because I think she's 5. I think she's old. I know she's
Yeah.
older than Lily,
Everybody's
obviously.
everybody's older than
Lily
Lily.
is literally the youngest in her class. But I don't know what just happened there either.
She's closing the door. She's feeling the effects of the sugar you gave her.
Whatever. Anywho.
Anyway, back to what we was talking about. Yeah. Anyway, new story. I showed you this story, or I talked to you about it, or just showed it to you on Instagram. But deadly shooting after Easter service stemmed from love triangle.
Oh, you did send that to me. The
Yeah,
pastor's son.
the pastor's son. So apparently, on Easter Sunday after church, um, let's see, 30-year-old Joshua Andrews is charged with murder in the shooting of 31-year-old Denzel Branch. Fatal shooting happened on Sunday, March 31st, around 3:25. Um, Dallas police said officers responded to the scene after getting reports of a shooting in the area. When police arrived at the scene, they found Branch suffering from a gunshot wound. Um, a witness told Andrews and the victim had attended Easter service, and both men had close ties to the new generation. I'm trying to think what it
So
was.
the guy that shot
Yeah,
was married to the woman.
it was his ex-wife.
It was his. That's what I'm saying. He was
Yeah,
married
he
to this
was
woman.
married to her.
They got a divorce last year.
Yeah. So okay, so here it is. According to the arrest affidavit, Andrews stated he has been involved in an intimate relationship since May 2023 with the Branch. Branch is the one who was hold on, who divorced Branch around November. This doesn't make sense.
You know they're using Branch and Branch as the woman and the man because they both last name Branch.
I didn't.
So let's try again.
Let's try it again. So I think the one that got killed
Mm-mm.
was in a relationship with the one who killed ex-wife.
Okay. So I don't remember these people names, but Mr. Branch
Yeah,
and formerly Mrs. Branch got a divorce. Lady Branch went and started talking to Pastor's son.
yeah,
Mr. Branch got pissed off and was like, I'm gonna kill the pastor's
yeah.
son. Got it.
I think that's right.
At the cross, where I first got the strap.
But it's a crazy, it's a wild story, right?
Hmm.
That you hear about, and it's all about somebody's ex.
Y'all are officially divorced.
Yeah,
And if she can't have you, she can't have nobody.
I don't know.
That's what it look like.
It's the wildest thing because it's like, man, it's like what happened that made you so mad that after church you went and got your gun and shot and killed this man.
Hmm.
You know, because you're not with this person
It's
anymore.
it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense because it's literally one of those. If I can't have you, can't nobody else have you. And what triggered you on Easter Sunday? Did he pray too long
It's
about something?
it's saying that they got into a verbal dispute that eventually became physical. So they was arguing with each other about whatever. And then what can you be arguing about? One was a youth pastor, and the other one was the preacher's kid. Um,
So the youth pastor killed
the
somebody?
youth pastor got killed. I think. I want to say the youth pastor quad is up. I think
Probably. Yep, he's definitely up.
is he? I want to get him something in there. I gotta get this room together, man. Cause he got that picture of
Lily,
you.
go open the card store. She heard me.
Yeah. So it's just yeah. I gotta clean up under his bed too. But just hearing about that, it's like, man, what was going on that y'all just, you know, like y'all got into it, then it got physical, then somebody got shot,
Somebody got killed.
somebody got killed, and this all over a lady that one of y'all don't, one is dating, the other one don't is not married to anymore. Like she was gonna move on
Either
anyway,
she don't want you or you don't want her.
right? The relationship is over.
Right. It just doesn't make sense. Good morning.
What's up, big dog? All right, well, forget me.
He said, I don't want that mommy.
Death
Good morning. Okay. Death
by
by
simp.
simp.
Anyway, but that was something
Huh?
that happened this week. Another thing that happened is O.J. Simpson died.
He did.
He died 76 years old from cancer.
So remember when I said something to you about OJ being dead?
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't know he had cancer. Apparently, he had been denying
yeah,
that he had cancer or was receiving any treatments for said cancer.
yeah.
So that was just what? Okay. So that was a big like Miss Good's like OJ died. Was OJ sick? What happened?
Who said that?
That
Oh,
was
that's
like
yeah.
my thought process. Quad. So when I realized that he was gone and that it was cancer, I was like, yeah, this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Man, but like when I saw it, right? Usually when you think of like big legends like that, you're like, oh man, um, you think about their legacy, right?
Right.
The first thing I thought about with OJ's legacy was he killed them people,
He got acquitted.
and he got off for that.
The glove didn't fit.
But the issue that I had, this is the biggest issue I have with OJ Simpson because the whole thing, like when ESPN put that OJ Simpson documentary out, the 10-part series and all that stuff, I looked at every part, intrigued by it because I remember
You called my mama to talk about
right.
it.
Cause the thing for me, this happened in '94, and I was like, how old were we in '94?
7.
7. I don't remember that. I remember seeing it. Good morning, high vibe. I remember seeing it
Mm-hmm.
and the way that they were describing how people were, the effects of the Rodney King beating being 2 years two
They
years
stopped
ago.
making Broncos.
Right, right,
Like Broncos just made a comeback in
right.
the last like what 2-3
Two,
years.
3 years. So it's like that how big of an effect that had on people. And I never realized until I saw that documentary how big OJ Simpson was.
Mhm.
For me being a young person who liked football,
Play
you
football.
played football, you understood who OJ was, and you looked at his accolades on the field. But outside of the field, it never clicked for me until I was older. I was like, wait, and then so I started having those conversations with my parents, with your mom, and stuff like that because now I'm more interested in it because I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
How did this happen? Like, cause the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Good morning, Cole. The glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Mhm.
Was always a famous slogan to me.
Yeah.
He got they tried to, and all this and all that, but not understanding and seeing the whole thing and coming up with my own opinion about it.
Mhm.
Because everything points to OJ did it or OJ had something to do with it. Now the issue that I have, right? Because I'm a person of if you play the game and you win,
Get out the game.
right. This dude, first off, he lost the civil case.
Mhm.
That's a big one. right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go in after you get this murder trial. All right, go hit his pockets. So he lost the civil case. So he owes these people money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Auctions off his memorabilia, which
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you auction off this memorabilia, you go back and try to steal it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he gets put in jail for, like, basically that's their way of.
How long did he go to jail for
I
stealing
think it
and
was
stuff?
like 5 or 6 years, but he was gone for a minute. Good morning, Miss Tillman. Oh, you see it?
I didn't realize that was when Broncos on the way he mentioned he had cancer on the podcast with Cam and Mace, but really just brushed it off.
I didn't know he was on that podcast with them.
I didn't either. But
Um,
I also don't
I don't
really
watch
go.
their yeah, I don't watch their
I was like, I
podcast
don't
like
watch
that.
theirs, and he's not a person that I was like looking for. I didn't know him and Kawhi had the same birthday.
They do
Mm-hmm.
July 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I was like, his whole legacy is erased because of that one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like now you looking at it, you're like, do we celebrate the life of OJ? Like, it's conflicting.
I always wonder how his kids feel about him. Not the kids with Marguerite, but the kids with Nicole.
He had kids with her.
Yeah,
He sure did. He said after the trial, OJ should have moved to a Caribbean island with occasional U.S. Man, like, dude, you never would have heard from me again.
Europe, somewhere.
You never
Good
would have.
morning, Donna.
Good morning. You never would have heard from me ever again. Like, and then he wrote a book, and I understand. Like, you're trying to get this money, because you got a big bill.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to get this money, but you wrote a book that said if I would have did it.
There's so many other things that you could have found as a timely topic.
But right, high vibe, and that's the thing that I'm like, you should still celebrate the good things that he did, or the things, because everybody's life should be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think good, bad, or indifferent. You were here during the time, but I'm just conflicted with that, man. It's I'm not.
He got sentenced to 33 years in prison
That's what it was. It was something astronomical for what he was
with the
doing.
possibility of parole after 9 years.
Maurice Claret was on there. He was easily he very easily could have not done it. We would never. Oh yeah, we would never know for sure, but everything pointed to him doing it.
Yeah. I mean, again, it just makes I always wonder about his kids
Yeah,
with Nicole.
yeah.
Um, because they lost their mother, and then if their dad did it or didn't do it, he was still painted as a large villain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the grandparents believe the daddy did it.
Yeah.
So
Tommy believes the
there's
daddy did it.
always people in your life talking about how bad your dad was
Right, right,
around
right.
you. So it just makes me wonder how they felt what their relationship was and all those things.
And another thing too, it was the relationships he had with people after that, and the biggest one being with Robert Kardashian.
Hmm.
Like, they virtually did not have a relationship. I was like, either one of them kids is his, which I don't think so.
People have said that they believe that Chloe was his, and I was like, I don't believe Chloe was
Yeah,
his.
she would be black more.
I would
Like, she would look like a mixed child.
like Chloe might not be Rob's child,
Yeah,
but I don't believe that Chloe is OJ's child.
yeah.
Oh wow. Maybe I'll go back and watch this now.
What?
The interviews that
Uh,
she's talking about. He was on there every week.
Yeah, I ain't know. You see what Hubert said?
He gonna let us be shade tree
Yeah,
boys
man.
now.
Like I ain't
Well,
shit.
I haven't condemned him for doing anything.
I have.
I'm just, I'm looking at the thing of your grandparents think that your dad killed your mom.
Yeah.
You know that your grandparents still wanted to be in your life.
Hmm.
Does that impact your relationship with your dad?
I'm pretty sure it has to have something to do with it. I'm pretty sure. Like it's. I don't know. You have to really look at the relationship
Hmm.
and how he fostered it.
Yeah,
Because it's like, what do you say?
right.
Like as the parent, what do you say to the
Right.
kids? I didn't do it. Obviously, is what you say, but how do you make them believe
I mean,
you?
you go to Mima's house, and Mima's like, your daddy.
Right. That's somewhere, right? There's gonna have to be a break in the relationship. Either you gonna have a break from your grandparents or you gonna have a break from your dad. But in either way, you know. But yeah, if he didn't have anything to do with it, I mean, if he didn't do it, I think he had something to do with it, you know, in a negative
Yeah,
light.
people were saying that he was covering it up because the son did it.
Yeah, but
I've read that before too.
yeah,
Somebody just
I've
posted in the chat.
yeah, I've seen all of that.
Mm.
It was the roommate at one point.
Cool.
His.
I ain't gonna do
Yeah,
that.
it was well, it wasn't a roommate, but somebody was staying at his house.
Oh yeah, I did see
Yeah. At one point it was him who did it, but I don't know, man.
that.
Everybody has their conspiracy, but I think that was the biggest thing for his legacy because nobody talks about his career.
And he was a great athlete.
OJ said something that bothered me when he was like, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." I'm like, "But you're black."
Lil Wayne has said similar things.
What has Lil Wayne said?
Lil Wayne was like that Black Lives Matter stuff don't matter to me.
Yeah,
Oh, you can disregard
I
Lil
can dis.
Wayne,
Yeah,
but not OJ.
yeah, not OJ because it tainted it. Like that's the thing of us as people. We are very fickle when it comes to certain things, and we can let. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like what I like, and I ain't gonna go with what I don't go with. Um, but the thing about Lil Wayne is, it's Lil Wayne to me, man. It's like it's like being able to separate, and we talk about this all the time. Being able to separate the art from the artist, because it's okay to that you don't deal with certain things in life.
Yeah.
He just Quad just did a little jump. Yeah, they did a tribute show on Friday. I think he did it, but I am not going to celebrate this death. And that's the thing,
I'm
man.
not celebrating.
It's not a thing of celebrating it, right? It's a thing of like, what do you talk about? That's the confliction for me. It's like of OJ's life, what do you talk about? Because OJ was able to like at one point in time, OJ was the man,
Hmm.
like loved by everybody.
I don't like that I got acquitted for a crime. And when you put out my obituary, you mentioned the crime that I got acquitted for? Why?
They mentioned that.
Yeah, New York Times.
Yeah, the only thing, and that's the thing
And they
is,
had to like go back and edit it.
did they?
Uh-huh.
That's the thing that is confusing. It's not confusing, but it's conflicting to me. Is that it's like great football player.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna call him a great actor, but he was an actor. He was a commentator, sports commentator. Like basically, he was the Michael Strahan, or Michael Strahan is the OJ of our time, just without the murder. But like Michael Strahan is a commentator. He's not an actor. I don't think he's been in any movies or
I don't think he's
anything.
ever acted,
But
but I'm not
he's
sure.
but he's taken basically the same line that OJ took.
Mhm.
OJ Hertz did was a big sponsor of OJ, and he would do their commercial. I think he was running through the I guess the airport. I hadn't seen the commercials, but this was back in the 70s. You know, so it's I'm not black. I'm OJ. Okay, you
The
know,
Naked Gun movies were good, and he was a sideline reporter for NBC.
yeah. Did commercials, man. He was huge. Then then the 90s come and that happens. But then also in the wake of, to kind of support what Hubert was talking about, in the wake of um, you know, that happening, the 94 case, we just got off of the Rodney King beating, and before that, it was a 13-year-old girl who was shot and killed by a Asian lady.
Mm-hmm.
This lady got 6 months probation
Mm-hmm.
for killing a teenager who did
You
nothing.
remember when you were obsessed with all of this? I
Yeah,
watched this with
yeah, I
you.
know, I know, I know.
You just,
And
I
I'm
feel like
just
you explaining it really hard to
nah,
me, like I
I'm
didn't view
like
it with you.
it really touched me in a way that I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, dang. And all this happened in succession. And so for all of this to happen in succession, it puts a divide with people.
Yeah.
Now you got OJ on trial for doing something against um two white people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, who do you root for? Who are
What
you
am I
rooting?
rooting?
Not root for, but who do you want to? It's always a winner and a loser I think in trials,
Okay.
especially in murder trials. Like, does this person get off, or did this person truly do this? And we're playing the game inside the justice system that's you know screwed up a little bit.
The Kardashians had stuff to say about OJ when one of them killed someone in an auto accident, and we know they did it. Who killed somebody? I don't know enough about the Kardashians. I'm just put that out there. Who killed somebody?
I don't know.
At the end of the day got in. He was black and they not letting it go. There are white celebrities that have done heinous things and they will focus on it for a moment.
Who's Bruce?
Caitlyn,
Oh, next
I
subject.
remember being at work watching the verdict. People were sitting in conference rooms watching it live. That was at IBM.
Yeah, that's the thing. I remember, like,
Yeah, Glow.
hey, shout out to her, man. Really happy for her.
We were talking about Glow and Megan last night, and I was telling Tommy that Glow and Megan seem like they're having the time of their lives, and I can appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. We all remember when we was 20, 21 through 25, and
In the
the
car, shootout. Hey.
man, the fake guns. We doing the
Out the
Superman on
windows.
there.
Yeah. Having a blast.
Why he just balances, like, he makes me so nervous on these steps, man.
Yeah.
Because he be trying to do dumb stuff.
he said they. That was supposed to be your
Yeah,
clue.
yeah. That's why I pointed.
I was a freshman in high school. We were all in the cafeteria watching the verdict. I
That's
did.
and see, that's the thing, right? Like, if you think back at how big this thing was
Mhm.
with him and what people would like, time stopped to watch this,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, that's probably the biggest thing people are remembering this man for,
Hmm.
you know.
Which is unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate because before then, like, USC, to be a great at USC, and the prestige that comes behind that.
And then not only just that, because his life could have been complete trash before that, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't really matter. I was acquitted.
yeah,
Why are we talking about this?
because a lot of people think he did it,
Yeah.
and and he got off for it.
All I missed was that OJ had cancer.
Yeah,
It was like I had seen, I think it was like TMZ camera or something like came up to him and he was talking to them. And then that was the last I seen
yeah.
OJ. And that was,
A few months ago, it was
yeah.
like last month or the month before
Yeah, it
that.
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
And so when I read that OJ had died, I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
Not because he didn't look like a cancer patient
Mhm.
at that moment.
Yeah. Um.
A
It's
lot of people think vaccines cause autism and that the earth is flat. They do. We loved OJ seriously because his image was untarnished until that murder.
yeah. He was a decent fellow because he put himself. He was a superstar.
Mm.
And he put himself in that way, like the document and everything that I'm saying about OJ is from the documentaries I have watched.
And let me tell y'all,
I've
he
watched.
consumed some OJ documentaries.
Yeah.
It was like when they put out that 10-part series, somebody else was also doing one at the same time.
Yeah.
He was watching them both to see how much of the information matched up.
Right.
Like from like the actual headlines through these
Yeah.
reenactments.
Yeah. Because I missed the documentary over here. It's one documentary about a cult that I'm gonna
You know,
check
we
out.
never finished the one about
Yeah, man, that one got too wild for me.
what's the
About
Hill song?
Yeah, it was Hillsong. Hillsong got boring to me. We finished the one with the dude that had all them
The
kids,
Duggars.
the Duggars, but it was another one about something that we didn't finish.
Mm.
I don't know, but it was another thing. But
I enjoy though being able to watch the documentaries that we have vague memories of, like OJ, for example. We were too young
yeah,
to really like know what was going on, but you have like small
yeah,
memories, pockets of memories of things from that time. And then you can go back and ask people around you
right.
who are older and have an actual vantage point of it.
Wait till the January 6th documentary, and they are like older.
Mm,
I can't wait till they start asking me questions because I'm gonna tell them. I
mm.
remember it. Look, I was at work. Your mama was sitting on the couch, and I was like, "Babe, look, turn the CNN because we had cable." I said, "Turn the CNN
You
real
say
quick."
we had cable.
Look, man, our affliction with cable,
It's rough. I wish YouTube TV would give you like a remote
man.
so I can still feel like I'm scrolling through the channels and I don't have to go get my phone to do
Hey,
everything.
this is our this is where YouTube TV needs to sponsor us. We need to get a sponsorship or partnership with YouTube
YouTube
TV.
TV just need to
YouTube TV
give
is
me some
probably the
YouTube.
best thing that has happened to streaming TV. To me, in my opinion,
I wish it had more channels, tiers,
yeah.
and a remote.
The integration, like we've tried Sling, we've tried Pluto.
We didn't try. No,
No, it was something that it was like $25 a month.
that was Sling.
Sling, something that starts with a P if it wasn't Pluto. Um
I'm looking up all the stuff that we've.
Mom has Direct TV.
Philo.
Philo, that's what it was. YouTube TV.
We haven't tried Hulu with live TV.
No, we haven't tried Hulu with live TV, but we Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And for me, YouTube TV got it.
Mm-hmm.
They got it right. They price just ain't right.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry. It was quiet.
Hubert said the biggest thing from the OJ trial is that it showed the bias of the system against poor people. Poor people wouldn't have been able to fight that case off because of lack of resources, not facts. Correct. Like he could afford Johnny Cochran. That saved him. Nobody wants to admit they have something, especially when they don't look like it. Take me for example. I don't look like I have the SLE form of lupus.
Yeah.
I could see that. Um, it's one of those things like as an example, like something that we're currently going through with Lily. Lily just had a hearing screening recently, and we found out that she's gonna have to have a hearing aid on her left ear. And I don't remember who I was telling, but they were like, "Well, she can hear us." I was like, "Yeah, she's not deaf. She just has mild hearing loss in her left ear, and they think she would benefit from a hearing aid in her left ear." And it's one of those things that it's it's unseen. And that was actually something else that was in a Facebook group that I'm in. It was a lady who has rheumatoid arthritis, and she has a handicap
Go
tag
ahead.
because of it.
Yeah.
And she said she pulled up to a store, and one of the ladies that was outside the store told her she didn't look like she needed to be parking in the handicap spot. But she was like, "I have a handicap placard.
Yeah.
Get out my face."
You ain't the parking lot police.
Right. Move before I hit you with my car.
Don't hit him with the car.
How about I said it's funny when you reach an age watching a documentary about the time you lived through. If they get too much wrong, I watch something else. You can't get stuff wrong. Like I remember it.
You gotta tell Diddy no.
You got to tell him no.
Man, what was we talking about? Because we went from YouTube TV to back to OJ.
I don't know. I was reading.
But yeah, I love documentaries, man, and YouTube TV has a lot of documentaries on there. So if YouTube TV hear this, sponsor your boy.
Just give him a couple of
Give
months
me
for
a
free
few
or
months. Give me
something.
a year free.
It's.
Let me get a year free, my boy. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you now. Somebody is out here writing a script for Tubi
that dude,
right
damn,
now.
that dude that wrote she saw a baby on the highway.
That's what I was thinking about when I said it.
Did you ever?
Tubi
Did we ever watch
movie.
that?
About what's that girl name? Carly.
Yeah, she got what happened with her?
The
Oh, what
nurse that
happened with?
saw the baby.
Yeah, that's it.
The nurse that saw the baby on the
It's
highway.
another one too. He made.
About Meg the Stallion.
I think so. Got shit. I got shot in the ankle. In
Let
the.
me see. Did you do something to
I don't
TV?
think I did.
Rapper who got shot in the heel.
Yeah. He did another one, I think, man.
I don't know,
But
but
them John's are crazy. What happened with Carly Russell got what? She got to pay some money, but I think that's all she
yeah, I think she avoided jail time.
yeah.
They was like, "Your life is enough of a cautionary tale. Just give us this money back that we spent."
right. And we can call it even. Um, but yeah, man. That's funny, man. What else? It was one more thing that you told me about that I didn't follow, but it was something you followed.
The antifreeze,
Nah, it wasn't that.
the carnival. I mean, the Royal Caribbean cruise.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it was. We gonna get to that. I know we running a little long, but we gonna get to that. But it was the thing about the girl who hired somebody to kill.
Oh, Ashley,
Yeah.
Great Grayson, maybe. I think that's her name. Yeah, Ashley Grayson. Ashley Grayson was one of those credit repair people on the internet. Um, she was out here selling courses about how to start a credit repair business. Most of it was regurgitated information that she just found around the internet. And she was showing off her big house that she had bought, saying that she made all this money from doing credit repair. Come to find out, she had actually gotten a settlement from losing a finger on the job.
Mm.
Excuse me. Um, Ended up marrying this guy who also was in the credit repair industry, apparently. They was out here gallivanting, doing a month long honeymoon, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Ashley bought a house for one of her clients in Memphis.
Scam city.
But she um bought the house but didn't put it in the lady's name.
Yeah.
The lady's daughter was like, "How you gonna buy my mama a house?"
Oh, she bought the house for it. I thought she bought it from.
No, she bought it for her.
Oh, okay.
Like basically, this lady was like taking care of somebody else's kids. I think it was like her grandkids or something. It was a sob story
Mm-hmm.
of sorts. And Ashley was like, I'm gonna bless you, I'm gonna give you this house. But she never put the house in the lady's name. It was always in Ashley's name. The daughter was like, nah, this ain't going. Other people started pulling up information about her and started posting it online. As they were posting all this information online, uh Ashley arranges to put a hit out on multiple people. Murder for hire.
How did she get caught? That's the interesting part. How did they?
The person she hired told it.
Damn.
They was like, I'm not finna kill these people.
Well, why did they take the money?
Yes.
They kept the money and then told that she hired.
Yes.
Damn. I wonder where she found this person at, because it obviously wasn't the right person.
Craigslist. I don't know.
What
Um,
like? What's the ad?
need you to take care of something
Are
for
you
me.
looking to take somebody out? Call me.
I don't know. I don't know what the reason was, but they went to trial last month, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, she hasn't been sentenced yet, but she was found to have they were facing RICO charges, her and her husband.
They just trying to put Rico on everybody.
Everybody, you can get it. Her husband was is they said he didn't have anything to do with it. He was just her spouse.
Yeah.
But she ended up being found guilty. Um they're sentencing her in July. In between the date of the trial and sentencing, she has been ordered to not use social media because she all of this started on social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
Because of she was, for lack of better words, an influencer
Mm-hmm.
who was selling
Her
a
influence.
lifestyle
Yeah.
that she hadn't attained in the way that she said that she attained it, because she's telling everybody, you can buy this course from me. I can show you how to do X, Y, and Z. But turns out she just lost a finger. And it's not funny, but it was funny to me because black people got to find the humor in everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
People was going through and posting pictures of her and was like, I can't find 10 fingers, because they were really like trying to prove that she lost this finger. And she always posed
Without her
with
hands.
the hand out that had 5 fingers,
Yeah.
not the one that had 4.
Yeah. She's smart. She know what images look like. The interesting part. I'm gonna go back to what Hubert was saying. Credit repair is actually helpful. I get it. It's like that.
I'm not going to say that it's not helpful, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. It
I
helped
think
me.
I think that credit repair is helpful. I think one of the other things is you need to also know and understand
Hmm.
what makes up your credit score.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue,
Yeah.
because we were of a age and demographic of people who were just told don't get a credit card.
Yeah.
Not getting a credit card is not smart.
Right. It's
You
actually
need credit.
yeah.
Teaching people to use a credit card responsibly
Yeah. That's
is
the
the
thing.
thing. And that's how you end up needing your credit repaired or to pay off all this stuff on your credit
Hmm.
report. But it's because people are not, we don't know enough about credit.
Hmm.
And the credit system as it exists today, I believe started in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
still fairly new. And that's why people
It's
don't
still yeah.
understand it.
Yeah. It's it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing within the realm of credit repair being able to be a luxurious thing. You know, most of the time you looking at a credit repair company and it's luxury. You know, you're able to buy this, you're able to buy that, and stuff like that. But it's a sense of people need to understand that information. Um, I didn't know that, Hubert, about it being illegal, but it's ways around it. So people figure out the ways around it, but it's a just like somebody having a person come in and clean their house up, or a mechanic coming in to change the oil for somebody, or stuff like that. It's something that you can actually read, but it's a service that people do. That's all it is. It's just a service that you can have somebody do for you instead of doing it yourself. And I think that that's the benefit of a credit repair company. Um, but it's so easy to scam people and stuff like that. It's
They don't know enough.
right.
That's how they get scammed.
They don't know enough. They don't know. Hey, don't give anybody your personal information. Just tell them what they need to know. Um, and stuff like that. If I was to give anybody any credit advice, and I'm no credit expert, is lock your credit. Use it when you feel like it's like locking your front door. Cause you remember that time somebody tried to buy a motorcycle?
Oh yeah, and it's funny because we don't live very far from the
Where they
dealership.
the dealership, man, they called me. I was at work. I was like, "No, man, I'm at work. I ain't trying to buy no dang motorcycle." I had to talk to the dang what they call DAs or detective. Had to talk to the detective. Then
They asked you, did you want to come to the to court?
yeah, I was like, "No, I don't want to go to court because that's out the way." I was like, "Man," and then they told me like it was a black kid.
He was like
Yeah,
21.
he was young. I was like, "Dang." They was like, "Do you want to prosecute?" I was like, "Hell yeah." Dang, I hate to have to send them, but I don't like nobody to steal nothing from me.
Yes, they called and was like, you got approved for X amount of dollars. He was like, how I get approved for it
Right,
and I ain't apply for it?
and it stayed on my credit report too.
Did it? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
I was so mad because that's when I was like really paying attention to. Because I'm gonna tell you, when me and Artika got together, my credit thing was it'll fall off in 7 years. My credit was horrible.
That was your
Yeah,
philosophy.
that was it'll fall off in 7 years. I'm good. You know. She was like, you need to do something. Artika got my credit together.
I
Um,
think it needs to get her own credit back together. My credit isn't where it is because of lack of knowledge.
yeah.
I need to pay some stuff off. That is my issue. I need to pay
my
some stuff off.
my when we got together, I was like,
Yours was just in some. What are you doing, Tommy?
not that. I ain't worried about that, man.
Now it's not in what you doing, Tommy.
My
It's
credit's good now.
that's what I'm saying. It's not in what you doing, Tommy.
Yeah.
But even looking at mine at this point, it's not in a what are you doing, Artika. It's in a just pay this stuff down.
Yeah. But I was like, in the midst of that happening, I was really paying attention to my credit, really learning things about it. And that's what caused me to be like, hey, I'm going to just leave my credit locked until I need it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just take the extra effort into, you know, unlocking it and doing what I need to do. Um,
And unlocking it, I mean, it's not as big of an ordeal as people will try to make you believe that it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Because, for example, when we were paying for the tubes for Lily's ears and you financed it, it was just like, all right, I unlocked it.
yeah,
10 minutes later, I was approved and
yeah.
it was locked back the next day.
Call you, man, that 21-year-old, like, it was like, dang, I feel bad for him, but yeah, lock his ass up. Don't play with me, man. That's the one thing I hate. I don't like people to lie to me, and I don't like you to steal nothing from me because those are two things I ain't gonna do.
Now, I know you're not going to go buy a motorcycle, but what if that was your next thing? Now
Yeah,
you got to jump through hoops
yeah,
when you go into this dealership because
right.
they not going to believe that you're who you are.
Man, that dude called me from that dealership. I was like, whoa, 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 because he was finna give this guy the keys to
And he was just like, something about this don't sit right with me.
yeah. I don't know how he found my number.
was on your credit report.
Oh, but he called me, and I'm like, I'm glad you called because you was gonna be out of some money, and I was gonna be pissed at y'all. And you know,
But I would imagine that they would do their due diligence when with that when things don't match up.
yeah,
Because you've had the same phone number for I don't know how long at this point, but it's been long enough that you don't have other numbers on your credit report. Just automatically throwing in this additional number looks a little
have
strange.
you ever went in your phone and be like, oh shit, I do have that person's number, and it's been 10 years since the last time you used it?
You and Angelo did that when we went out to have pizza
Did we?
in Memphis. He gave you somebody's number
Oh yeah,
and you was like, I ain't got his number. And then
yeah,
he texted to you and you pulled it up and you was like, I do have that
yeah,
number.
right. I
Just
don't be
haven't
looking for
used it.
people number in there. All right, last thing we're gonna talk about, man, and then we're gonna get out of here. I know we holding you long. It's this Royal Caribbean tragedy that happened. Apparently, I'm you have to say allegedly at this point, but um, it was a family on the Royal Caribbean cruise, and this is me paraphrasing. 'Cause I read it and then Artika told me about it. Family on the Royal Caribbean cruise. The kid, the son, I think he was 20, got drunk the night before, like faded.
Mm-hmm.
You know he didn't,
Rico
bro. You
Wade.
can't tell me stuff like that while I'm like in the middle of something, man. Um, yeah. So,
Yep.
um,
He was 52.
mm,
That's sad.
yeah, that's real sad.
Now you can't finish your story.
I'm trying to get through it. But no, the Royal Caribbean cruise, the kid got drunk. He was 20 years old the night before. And I think his dad was a pastor.
I'm not sure.
From the article that I read last night, he was like, we don't drink and stuff like this. So anyway, the dad and the son got into an argument, and the son apparently was like, I'll fix all of this, and jumped out the window
He said, I'll fix this right now and jumped out the window of the boat.
of the boat. Um this happened the first weekend of April,
Hmm.
right? Or the first week of April.
They left Fort Lauderdale on April 1st. I believe this was a short cruise, like a
Yeah,
3 or 4 day cruise.
yeah. And he jumped out. So the dad
It
put
was a
a
4 day cruise and they were hours from returning back to Fort Lauderdale.
yeah. He jumped out the window, and the dad was like I think this week the article came out that he was like he still believes his son is alive, and they prayed about it, and the Lord is taking care of him. That's some faith there, but that has to be hard
That's the family.
on his
That's the son that jumped.
the one in the middle.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see. Yeah, that's the saddest. That's why would that be his response?
Um, it is now April 13th. You on a 4 day cruise from April 1st. It's been 10 days.
Right.
Or right at
I was like, he can't survive in that water.
mm-mm.
You know. Oh, she talking about when he.
Oh,
I,
the
I hope so, but he showed. I was like, yeah, press like send him to jail.
yeah. That was just it was really sad. I actually in one of my travel agent groups, when big things happen on the ships and people have clients on the ships, they usually let us know in case it's somebody's client that something has happened to.
Hmm.
And we found out about it while the search crews when they had first went out. in that group. And I thought that they had suspended the search days before they suspended the search.
Mm-hmm.
But they I don't know how he got alcohol, but I also
I
don't know how difficult it is to drink on a Royal Caribbean cruise, like underage drinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I
Because I've only been an adult on
yeah.
a cruise.
Right.
It's not difficult for me to drink as an adult.
Right. I don't get. First off, I don't know why that was the fix. Like I don't. Like I'm gonna jump and then it's like, bro, like you jump out here, man. It's a chance that you don't make it.
Apparently, like him and his dad had been getting into it since the night before
Yeah.
about his drinking. And that was just a reaction to I'm tired of talking to you about this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hope that his family finds some peace
Yeah.
in all of this. I know it's going to be difficult. I know that the dad has to be beating himself up because the jumping was a result of an altercation
Mm-hmm.
with him. Or I shouldn't say altercation, but I guess it
It
is
was
an
a, it was a
altercation.
it was
It
an
was a verbal
argument. It was an
altercation.
argument.
Um, but it is really sad to think of it in those terms because when you think about like going on like a family cruise, you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about all the fun you're gonna have, all the memories you're gonna make. Like we're planning a family cruise,
Yeah.
right? And not once do we think about tragedy happening. We're thinking about, oh, what are the kids going to get to do that they've never done before
Mm-hmm.
outside of a cruise?
Yeah.
Because the cruise is it's just the vessel to get us to the fun.
Yeah.
What kind of fun are the kids going to get to have that they can't have here?
Right.
So it's just it's a really sad situation. And again, I hope that the parents find peace, specifically the dad, because
Yeah.
it
It's
was
it's
him.
yeah. It's that thing, but it's like, man, you hear about that stuff and you like, dang, like your family got to go through this tragedy. Then you have to sit up here and think about like every time you think about them, and the last thing you think about with that person, because I always think about my grandmother. The last thing she said to me was, "I love you, David."
Mhm.
And I think about those moments, and it's like that was the last conversation we had. That was the last thing we said to each other. And so for him or for the dad, the last thing he's gonna think, my son jumping out the window.
Yeah. It's like I was actually talking to one of my friends about this, and we were talking about people dying and the regrets that you have. I was like, the most recent death that I've dealt with was my aunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have no regrets about my relationship with her. I was like, the crazy thing is the day that she died, I had called her like 3 or 4 times that
Mm-hmm.
day, just trying to talk to her. But of course, she never answered the phone.
Right, right.
I was like, so if that's the last memory that I have, is that I was calling you, wanting nothing from you, just
Mm-hmm.
wanting to talk to you, I'm okay.
That's what I be trying to tell people. When I talk about relationships with people,
Yeah, I need
is
to blow my nose.
is to have relationships where it's not a relationship. I think I talked to your mom about this. It's not a relationship of needing all the time. It's a genuine relationship,
Yeah.
you know. An appreciation of you right, of you being here, and I appreciate that. Like I call my uncle every Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's like we may talk on the phone for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, checking in with you, seeing how you doing.
Yeah.
But my uncle has showed me an appreciation for me from when I grew up,
Yeah.
from growing up. Like it was when I first started running track, my uncle took me to go buy my spikes.
It's funny because he be like, I'm gonna try to beat you to calling me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, it's just a thing of a relationship has to go two ways, and you can't always just want something because then that tarnishes the relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got there, but that's where I was at.
We were
And
talking about death.
yeah,
That's how you got there.
and I think that's where we're gonna end today.
Yeah.
Cause
Sad note.
yeah,
Rest in peace to Rico Wade.
yeah. R.I.P. to Rico Wade, man. I'm
Now
finna
we
go.
gotta listen to some
Look,
Dungeon
I
Family.
was just about to say I'm finna go listen to all of the Dungeon Family and everything he do, cause man, that sound, that Dungeon Family sound, that whole thing, right,
Mm-hmm.
is something to be documented and processed and repeated because that was different.
Mm-hmm.
That put the South on the map. In my personal opinion, you know, and without him, we wouldn't have the music that we have now coming out of Atlanta. I think, but that's in IMO. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we appreciate you guys. It's another Saturday, another weekend. You guys get out and do something fun. Enjoy the sun if you got it. If not, enjoy the inside. Um, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys coming on here and kicking it with us this week. This Love Brew podcast. Be on the lookout for a few videos we're gonna drop this week because I'm working on one on how to I'm working on how I built our raised bed. So garden season is coming up. So we're gonna have a lot more content on that. And we're gonna be with Jack and Glenn. Well, I know I am. I gotta finish watching Married at First Sight, but the reunion is here, so we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I gave up on it. I'm trying to do better. Y'all got me back next season.
Yeah.
I told Tommy that win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna commit to next
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. Yeah.
This season though was not it for me.
Yeah. But again, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Bye y'all.